Welcome back. Elite time. What I say? Look, the producer's fucking with me. The producer Jared is messing with me out here, yo. Rellism Raw Sports Talk, episode 149, part 2. I got the producer in the house. I got the GOAT in the house. And we doing big things. Wild card weekend. It's hype. My team ain't never in it. Brandon seems in it just for a minute.
For a quarter,
But
maybe.
we're going to also talk about Stetson Bennett when we do our college talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm a poet, didn't know it. You know, I'm doing things like that. What's good, Brandon? We back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
People that don't know, Brandon went back to back in the big league, runner up. And he's mad as shit. That's what makes him great, though, because he's mad. I'm sitting here like, I got last place last year. You know what I'm saying? Third place. I'm just whatever. But that's why he's great at what he does. You know what I'm saying? Rellism Sports Talk. Thank y'all for watching on YouTube. Listen on Anchor and Spotify. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Check us out on Twitter at Rellism Podcast. 360 Painting, locally in Harrisonburg, Virginia. All angles are covered with 360 Painting. Quality, you know, cheap, whatever. They do all kinds of things. Loving my Commanders. Love for the Black Mamba. And all the love for my mama, because on Rellism Sports Talk, we talk about sports from Hall of Famers to the local talent to the big time storylines. And now part 2 is the big time storylines we talking about in deep discussion about the wild card games. We talking about who we think can make an impact that can change the game that nobody's thinking about. Then we got some college football talk after this crazy national championship game, which was a blowout, fluke shit. We're going to try to see if it's this or that with the college expansion, or if it's something else that's going to happen with that. And all kinds of other things going on. Oh, you know, I got Jared, the producer, behind the scenes or on the scenes. You know, he's keeping us extra clean. I got Brandon, the GOAT, at all in his mind, and he'll debate anybody at any time because he knows what he's talking about. And I'm Terrell, I'm the host. Whether I'm right or wrong, when I'm right, I'm on. When I'm wrong, I had you going. Let's go. Brandon likes that when it goes across the Terrell show. All right, Brandon, you ready to dive into it real quick?
Yes, sir.
Get into it because the games are going to be starting real soon. Seattle versus the 49ers. You gave us a prequel of what you thought might happen in the game. Geno Smith, who I said and you agreed was our comeback player of the year. 49ers coming back healthy. Debo, they say he's healthy. I don't know. I think they got the defensive player of the year in Bosa. They do have a rookie quarterback, though. Quarterback. Primetime lights. First of all, I want you to tell me who you think's going to win with the money line and everything, with the spread, and then we'll talk about the important players that each team could have to pull off the upset or the win. Go ahead, Brand.
I don't want to go. I don't want to pick this upset, but it will not surprise me if Seattle wins this game.
Because they're divisional rivals, right?
The 49ers have won 10 straight games. A loss is coming.
They
have a quarterback who throws for 150 yards a game. That's all he does. He has a great defense in a running game. They don't need him. If you force him to pass the ball, he's going to make a mistake because he's not that good. Let's be honest. He's just not.
I mean, is he not that good? I don't know. I got Taylor Heineke and I don't know who's good and who ain't.
Do you see Brock Purdy being a Super Bowl MVP?
I ain't gonna lie to you. In my daily fantasy contest, he's my third quarterback to take.
Because how much was he?
He was cheaper, of course.
That's why. That's why you took him.
So what's the spread, first of all, Brandon? What's the spread, first of all?
The spread right now is 9.5.
9.5. I mean, that's reasonable. Shit.
Over under 42. I like the over, but I say the Niners win. Seattle finds a way with turnovers, coaching, something, and keeps it within 9.5.
So you think with the points you take in Seattle?
Yeah.
I would disagree. I think the 49ers are going to blast them.
Most people do.
I think that it's just too many weapons for San Francisco.
No,
Like you said, the rookie quarterback, he doesn't have to do much because he has so many other weapons and because of the Shanahan scheme. But here's my question to you, Brandon. If Seattle were to pull up the upset and to go further, who would this surprise player be, or who would this player be to help them get over the top?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be Geno being a surprise, I guess.
Well, it depends on what you're saying he's going to do.
I think all he needs to do is not turn the ball over. Get a little success out of Kenneth Walker, because they're tough to run on. I know they're tough to run on, but they're not tough to pass on. So
that's true.
Metcalf, Lockett get loose, Fant, somebody. Any given Sunday, man. Unless you're us, it can happen.
I'm with you totally, yo, because the reason why I said it about Geno, I said, I think Geno is the biggest difference. If Seattle has any chance, of course, everybody's going to say Kenneth Walker because they can run the clock, take the ball out of their hands. But I think Geno running the ball, people forget he can run. He's an athletic, mobile quarterback. Kind of the same kind of things that we talked about Russell Wilson in Denver. When he struggled, we were like, dude, you got to run the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
You ran the ball. Geno can run the ball. And
Bosa's going to be in there. So.
But Bosa's going to be in there, but they're going to expect Kenneth Walker to get the ball a lot. I think a lot of play action, draws, little counters. I don't know. I think that's
some
the only way
bootlegs,
they can do it. Some things like that. Do I think it'll happen? No, but I think that's the only way it can happen. On the other side of the ball, Brandon, the 49ers, who is their guy? Maybe not this game, but going forward to get them to what we think that they could get to. Who is their unsung hero that can get them to that spot?
I mean, it's going to have
other guys.
It's going to have to be Brock Purdy.
Purdy.
It's going to have to be. I mean, because they can't play this way and beat Philly and beat the top-notch team. I don't know how Philly gets beat unless they beat themselves, honestly.
Okay.
I just think they're that good, that talented.
I think so too.
Yeah, because just what they're doing would not go to Philly and win it. I don't think they'll play them next anyway. But
because you're gonna think the Giants.
No, I don't think they would. Nah, I don't think they would play. Who are they? The 2 seed?
Who? 49ers?
Yeah.
They're 2. Yeah. 2 would play 3.
Yeah, so they wouldn't play Philly.
So if the Vikings won, they would play the Vikings.
Yeah.
If they didn't, they would play either Dallas or the Bucks.
Or the Bucks.
Right.
So yeah.
I'm with you on that. My person is, I think people forget how good Eli Mitchell was.
Yeah.
Eli Mitchell was so good that Mostert was gone. Jeffro Wilson was gone. Jerick McKinnon on the Chiefs was gone. All these guys, these running backs are gone because of how good Eli Mitchell was. And the rookie that they got, what was this boy from Ohio State that never got on the field?
Davis Price. Whatever.
You know what I'm saying? All these guys, Eli Mitchell was there, and he's healthy now. Christian McCaffrey, we know, is kind of like hit or miss. He's a star. He's a star player.
Yeah.
But one hit, and he could be out. I think Mitchell is the kind of guy that's like a support system for San Francisco to do what they normally do, just in case CMC takes a nick or whatever. So I think my guy was Eli Mitchell because he's just an extra foundation for them to do their scheme.
Another guy is Shanahan. Could try to get too cute. Don't let him do that shit.
Don't get too cute.
He's known to do it.
He is. Can he learn from his past mistakes? I mean, Jesus.
You would think, but we'll see.
But coaches outthink themselves many times, just like you said. They outthink themselves all the time. Don't let no animals go up in here. I saw that door crack open. I hate animals, yo. Animals are one. I hate them all, yo. See the door open, producer? Don't let an animal come in here, yo. Did a cat come in? I'll make General So's real quick. Anyway.
Random animals coming in.
All right, next game. Chargers and Jags, which I think is going to be an entertaining game. I've seen people pick the Chargers. Some people pick the Jaguars. And I understand why. Why. I don't trust a lot of things from either team, but I love certain things from both teams.
Yeah.
So what's the spread on that one first?
Chargers favored by 2.5.
The Chargers are favored on the road
Yeah,
by 2.5. What you think about that?
I like the Jags to win the game, so I'm obviously gonna take them.
Oh, so you taking money line Jags?
Yeah. I mean, I think it may be a close game, but I haven't
You
been
think
too
Mike
impressed.
Williams had something to do with that? Not being
Nah, because I've always thought the guy was overrated myself, but
is it because he went to Clemson? Did
nah,
you
that's
hate
part of
Clemson?
that's part of it. No, nah. But no, man, I just think they've lost a few in a row, ain't they?
Well,
Chargers,
last week don't count because they didn't have nothing to play for. But
right? I mean,
they came on a little bit. But the Jaguars really came on.
yeah, they came on and they beat some solid teams along the way. So I
Yes.
mean,
Okay.
I I just trust the Jaguars D a little more, and I trust. Actually, I
Is it
like
the
their off.
coach, Brandon? Is it the coach you trust more?
Yeah, it is. Somebody who's won a Super Bowl. I mean,
He won the Super Bowl and got ran out of town. How the hell is that happening?
I don't know.
Philadelphia fans, they throw snowballs at Santa Claus.
You beat
Who
Tom
wins the
Brady in
Super
the
Bowl and
Super
y'all run
Bowl.
him out of town?
Yeah,
So you got the Jaguars.
I do.
So if the Chargers were to pull off the upset, or in your opinion, and
Well,
go
it's not.
further,
Yeah,
who's the guy? I don't want to hear Austin Eckler. I don't want to hear Justin Herbert. Who is somebody that has to do something to put him over the top?
it's going to have to be a second receiving threat. And I don't know if that's Gerald Everett or if it's DeAndre Carter or Palmer.
Palmer.
Somebody's going to have to take it off Keenan Allen because he's getting up there, and I just don't think he keep doing it. Like,
I agree with you. My guy was Palmer all the way. I think it's Palmer. And I think he's shown when Keenan Allen's been hurt or Mike Williams, he's been the guy to step up. I know Carter had a little flashes here and there.
Yeah.
Palmer's the guy. And I wouldn't be surprised if Keenan Allen or Mike Williams, one of them, wasn't back next year. They said, whatever, cut the money, whatever. I think he's shown enough. And he can do those type of things. The Jaguars secondary ain't all that.
No.
But the other side, the Jaguars, who is it that can get them over the top to beat the Chargers and to go forward? Who is it for the Jaguars to do it?
I mean, you would think ATN's the easiest answer, but Evan Ingram is.
See, that's why this is the elite show right here. We think greatness.
He's a wide receiver playing tight end. I think.
It's Evan Ingram. So here's my question, Brandon. Here's my question. Tell me why Evan Ingram turned into the guy we thought he was when the past 3-4 seasons I've been drafting him in fantasy with the Giants, and that bug ain't never show up. Tell me why all of a sudden he's Evan Ingram now.
I think it's a combination of Trevor Lawrence, and I think Doug Peterson uses tight ends a lot more. Yeah, Peterson uses tight ends everywhere he goes. Who was coaching the Giants? I don't even remember.
Mr. Clapp, Jason Garrett, Clappy. Clap coach.
There you go. Yeah, so that's a good reason why, I'm sure.
Yeah, Evan Ingram's the same guy. I picked the same guy you did. So here's my question: this or that? We look at the Chargers and we look at the Jaguars, and we both look at the quarterbacks the first time they're in the playoffs. Going forward the next few years, who has the brighter future in your opinion? Jaguars or Chargers? They both got young quarterbacks. They got the Eckler's a little older.
Yeah.
ETN, whatever. What do you think? What do you think?
Which team has the brighter future?
The brighter future going forward the next few years.
I like what the Jags are doing, and the division they play in.
I was going to ask you the same division.
So I would say the
Jags. Mostly because of the division, right?
Yeah, and they got a lot of young talent. On the Chargers, you got some old players that's, got question marks at wide receiver.
And they spend a lot of money on older players. Like, people forget they spent money on Khalil Mack. He a young dude.
Jackson
and Jackson, the corner. You know what I'm saying? Bosa's had a lot of injuries too. So I'm with you with that. The Jaguars, I've been high on the Jaguars. I've been talking about it for a while now. I think the Jaguars are one of them teams that's coming up. Trevor Lawrence is going to show you why he was number one pick. The next big game, Giants, Vikings. I'm first want to tell you, frauds, Vikings. Other people in the show, including yourself, said, man, hold up. Maybe not. Because I don't understand how the Giants keep winning. I really don't get it. I don't understand. So what's the point spread first and foremost?
Minnesota -3. They're
So
favored by
Minnesota's at
3.
home. So it's basically a pick 'em almost,
Basically
right?
a pick 'em. They get 3 points for being at home. Yeah,
So who's your pick 'em then?
Minnesota.
So you're taking the Vikings. You've been on the Vikings, and everybody else been dogging them a little bit. Why are you picking the Vikings to do that, to cover? Because last time they played, it was like a 50-something yard field goal to win the game.
Yeah, it was a close one. I'm picking them just Justin Jefferson, Thielen, Osborne, Hawkinson, Cook. That's just too much.
Hold on. You talking about the same Justin Jefferson that let you down in the fantasy playoffs?
That was on the road
again?
in Green Bay against a top-notch corner. They don't have a top-notch corner over there.
Okay.
I don't. He might go off 200 yards. You know.
And I hope you're right, dude. That's my mom's team. That's my son's team, the Vikings. I hope they win because I hate the Giants. And fuck you, Skilla, for beating me and beating Brandon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck the Giants. Even though that's my man Big Dave's team. You know what I'm saying? If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I'll be happy for him. So we both picked the Vikings, and I'm not gonna fall prey to that Giants thing. Who is it for the Giants that has to show up to make them have a big playoff push? Because the Giants are known to be mediocre, 8-8, 9-8, whatever, and go to win the Super Bowl. Who is it, unsung hero, that can do it for the Giants?
I mean, Daniel Jones got to play lights out, man.
He's got to do it.
We know Barkley's gonna. Well, I don't know. He didn't in the fantasy championship. You would think Barkley's gonna get his. Jones don't turn it over.
The producer's shaking his head because he dogged me, talking about, you made fun of me when I drafted Saquon Barkley and I made it to the championship game. But you lost your championship game, producer. You lost the game with Barkley. I don't want to hear that shit.
6 points and didn't get shit. Yeah, I would say Daniel Jones, man. Either with his legs running. I mean, cause the dude can run.
He can run. He can run. My guy is Dexter Lawrence. Plays nose tackle. I think when you're playing Minnesota first game, you stop the run, Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Let Kirk Cousins fuck up and be Kirk Cousins. I don't know. And then if you make it to the next game going against going against the Eagles, you're stopping the run. You're stopping Jalen Hurts or whatever, being a nose tackle. I think Dexter Lawrence is an unsung hero for that defense.
Yeah.
People talk about, the first round pick and all that, but I think he's a guy that can change the whole dynamic of the whole thing.
He made the all-pro team today.
Yeah, all-pro team. And who was looking at that? All right, for the Vikings, team that we both think, popular opinion doesn't agree with us, but we think the Vikings should win.
Yeah.
Who can put them over the next step, though? They're the number 3 seed. If they win, they would play the 49ers. Who on their team can be there to help them beat a team like the 49ers that people aren't thinking about?
The people aren't thinking about? Okay. I guess people are thinking about Dalvin Cook because I was going to say he needs to do something.
Yeah, fuck Dalvin Cook. I never draft him ever again in fantasy, ever.
It's such a disappointment, man. But it's going to have to be.
And fuck TJ Hawkinson, too, getting 3 touchdowns for Chris. Bullshit. Anyway, go ahead.
It's got to be their defense. They got to generate turnovers. I don't even know if I can name anybody in the secondary.
That's GOAT status. That's elite knowledge right there. That's why we doing the show together, because we think like that. My person, Brandon, Harrison Smith.
Yeah, that's why I shot that
playing that safety. Yeah. And of course, I'm a Notre Dame fan, but still, he's the anchor of that defense in that middle, that strong safety. He can play the run. He can play the secondary, whatever. We're both on the same page, baby. It has to be Harrison Smith, because everybody thinks about you can throw on Minnesota. Harrison Smith coming back. He can be healthy. You never know what can happen with a rookie quarterback in Purdy. That could be some crazy shit right there. Who knows? Because you talked about the rookie quarterback in Purdy. We'll see. All right. Going to the next one. Where we at? Vikings and Giants. Before we get to the Vikings and Giants.
We just did Vikings and Giants.
Before we get to Dolphins and Bills.
All right.
Now let's get to Dolphins and Bills. That's your team. Dolphins and Bills. We know they're undermanned. We already know what's going on.
Yeah.
Your team made the playoffs. You should be happy about that. We thought higher that they would do. Injuries happen to your squad. It sucks. because I was happy for you and Derek. I was happy for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? But Dolphins and Bills. What's the spread?
13.5 now.
13.5. Can your boys cover that? 13.5. That's 2 touchdowns.
I know, and I usually don't. I usually never pick my boys. I think we keep it closer than that.
Oh, why is that? Is it because of Skylar or is it something else?
It's because everybody in the world is counting us out and expecting a blowout. So
exactly right. And you know what it reminds me of, Brandon? Is everything that happened with the Bills when the player was out, whatever, and they had to play the Patriots last week. Patriots came out hungry. Patriots came out like, yo, nobody expects us to do nothing. I think
the Bills won because of 2 kickoff returns for touchdown. Let's be honest.
Right.
That's the reason they won the game.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if we can just get to Allen a little bit, just slow him down.
And he ain't been perfect.
They haven't looked great for like a month now to me. So they'll beat us, sure. If not, it'll be the biggest upset in playoff history.
I don't know about playoff history, but
well, I think they said it would be in wild card history. It'd be the biggest underdog. Yeah.
Because of the point spread.
Yeah.
I got you.
It was 9.5 3 days ago. That's what I put.
So what is the Dolphins? Who's the unsung hero for the Dolphins to pull off this upset? I got my guy. Who's your guy?
It's got to be. It's going to be Jeff Wilson Jr.
That's what I'm saying. We be on it like that elite, baby. It's Jeffro Wilson. Why? He controls the clock. He's getting
a start. Most is out. Yeah.
Different things. We on the same page, baby. It's Jeffro Wilson, yo. Get him in daily fantasy and everything else. But being realistic, the Bills will win. The Bills will move on. We know about Stephon Diggs. We know about Josh Allen. Who is the unsung guy that's going to put them over the top to beat the Bengals or to beat the Chiefs? Who's that guy?
2 guys on my name. It's got to be Gabe Davis got to show up and Dawson Knox.
Dawson Knox and Gabe Davis. That's 2 guys. I had 2 guys too. I thought about both of those guys, and I see why you picked both of them. Dawson Knox has scored a touchdown last 3 games in a row. Yeah. I'm with you. Gabe Davis is hit or miss. Yeah. I'm going to give you these 2, Brandon. I'm going to give you my man that just got signed off the bench that said, I'm not going to get vaccinated, Cole Beasley. Because McKenzie's out.
Yeah,
he's got a report with Josh Allen. Cole Beasley is my guy that can come up with some fluke stuff here and cook. I think I've never been a Singletary fan. I think Cook is one of those guys that's showing improvement week after week. And they're going to need some kind of running game when you start playing the teams like the Bengals or the Chiefs.
I mean, we're tough to run on. So, I mean, it'll be
tough to run on. Yeah, so this game, I would say Beasley. Because Gabe Davis, it's hit or miss. I mean, Stephon Diggs is going to be somebody you watch out for. Cole Beasley's coming off the street. I don't know. That's my sleeper guy. I don't know about that. I don't know. All right. Ravens and Bengals. You said it might be closer, right?
No.
I said it might be closer. So the Ravens, Bengals, what's the spread?
8.5.
8.5. Who you got?
I got Cincinnati.
Covering 8.5?
Yeah.
Did they cover it last week?
I thought they won by like
barely.
20. I thought they won by like 20.
Yeah, they did. You're right. but they didn't play J.K. Dobbins last time. He's my guy that if the Ravens have a chance to win, it's J.K. Dobbins. I think it's his time to do it. I don't think they will, but I think he's the only hope they have. Who's your guy for the Ravens?
I think it's got to be Huntley because they're gonna shut that run down.
You think it's Huntley? He's got to throw the ball?
Yeah.
Who's he going to throw it to? Sammy Watkins?
I don't know.
Marcus Robinson?
He might have to throw this shit to himself. I just don't see it. I don't see a way.
What happened to the Ravens organization? What happened? They turned it to the Bengals. The Bengals never used to do shit.
I mean, who has a better chance to win, Miami or Baltimore? I mean, who would have thought you'd be asking?
I would say Baltimore has a better chance to win than Miami. What do you think?
I think it's
Miami has no shot to win.
I don't think either one does.
Miami has no shot. At least
I don't
Baltimore has a dope defense. At least Baltimore has a decent defense. Right?
I don't think either one of them won it.
No,
But
I don't either. But what I'm saying is at least Baltimore has a decent defense.
I mean,
Cincinnati's offensive line is suspect a little bit.
Burrow
Miami's defense is just.
Yeah, Burrow could get hurt, I guess.
I mean, you act like somebody's gonna get hurt and shit.
No, I mean that would be the way the Ravens could win, I think. But
all right, well, I'm gonna go faster now. We only got one more game, then we got college. That's good. All right, Cowboys Bucks Monday night game, which I don't know how the hell that game, but Monday night game. What's the spread?
Bucks getting 2.5. Dallas favorite.
So it's basically pick them at home. Who you got?
Tampa.
So you another one with Tampa. Why is that?
Number 12.
TB12.
The defense starting to play better, force turnovers, and Dak. Let's be honest, I've been a Dak backer, supporter. He's looked terrible, man.
But they're scoring the most points since he's back since week 7. But he's throwing picks everywhere.
He's thrown more picks. He's thrown the second most picks in the league and missed 5 games.
That's what I'm saying. And his picks aren't like a pick that turned into a punt or whatever. He's throwing pick sixes and stuff.
And I blame it on coaching. I blame it on coaching. Why are you asking Dak to do everything?
Of course it is. Of course it is.
You win when you run the ball. It's proven.
So since you brought up the coaching, is it fake news or big time storyline? Jerry Jones said Mike McCarthy's job is not on the line, regardless of the playoff, what happens in the game. Is that fake news or big time storyline?
Fake news.
Fake news? Because you believe that he gonna get fired if they lose the first round.
Yeah,
I'm with you, yo. I'm with you 100%. All right, so who's your big time person for the Cowboys? If they're gonna win this game and move forward, who's their unsung hero?
They got to get Pollard. They got to get Zeke and Pollard involved, man.
So the running game.
I want to say Pollard.
That banged up offensive line.
You at least got to try.
What about on the other side, the Bucks? The Bucks are getting healthy. If they're going to continue to go on and push the Eagles, if they win this game and push the Eagles, who is it for them? Unsung hero.
Unsung hero. You can say
I know Godwin. I want to hear Godwin or Brady. Somebody that
you don't want to hear Mike Evans, Godwin. I'm gonna go with it's got to be if White plays, it's White. If Fournette plays, it's Fournette. It's one of the running backs.
I think it's White anyway. But for the Cowboys, I think it's Van Der Esch. Van Der Esch is back. People forget past 4 games, Van Der Esch has been gone. And the Cowboys have given up the most points to fantasy wide receivers in the past 4 or 5 weeks. Van Der Esch is a difference maker that helps out Parsons and everything else. For the Bucks, I think it's that big mug right there, Vita Vea, the nose tackle. Because everybody that wants to Dallas wants to run the ball, Minnesota wants to run the ball, San Francisco wants to run the ball, the Eagles want to run the ball. You get that big Samoan mug at that nose tackle, he makes things happen, yo, and he's back. I think he's the difference maker for the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. College, Brandon. We got 6 minutes. College football. Georgia just destroyed TCU.
I called that.
65-7. And I've been saying that TCU shouldn't have made it. It should have been Alabama.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is we saw the best semifinals in college football, right?
Yeah.
The playoffs, right? Best semifinals. Here's my problem. This or that, Brandon. Is the expansion going to look like the semifinals competition, or is it going to look like the championship game competition, expanding the playoffs?
It's going to be somewhere in the middle. It's going to be a lot of blowouts. It's going to be a lot of ugly games. I mean, TCU, great story. Look what happens with it. That's Georgia, the big dogs, man. I mean, and I even was arguing with ignorant Swole when I said they would beat TCU 70-3. I was off a little bit.
Damn, 70-3. It's 65-7.
I was off a little bit. I don't know how they got 7, to be honest with you.
And that happened in the first quarter. That happened early in the game. And they scored 7. Because it was like 14 or 10-7, and then it was nothing else.
Yep.
So with the expansion of the playoffs, adding these other teams to it. Now, granted, most of them are going to be SEC teams probably, but then you do have conference champions. Do you think we're going to see more blowouts like that? I know the first round might be, but going forward, I would rather see blowouts in the first round
Yeah,
and the
then the
championship games
championship.
going forward get closer. With this, it seems like we saw closer games, and then it was blowing out the championship game.
Yeah, no, it'll probably happen more in the first round or whatever. But if that was the second best team in the country, well, yeah, apparently it's not because we were ranked number 2. So.
And the team that beat them was Kansas State, right?
And look what we did.
And y'all destroyed Kansas State.
But we didn't belong in there.
So. Y'all should have played Georgia in the championship game, like I've been saying.
And we wouldn't have beat them, I'll admit it, because we're not.
Know, dude, I don't even know, Brandon. You're being humble, and most Alabama fans, George Teague, ain't humble at all. At all, George Teague. But I think y'all had a chance to win. I'm just sorry.
No, we'd have put up a fight at least, All
right, so getting back to Georgia, David Pollack, he's a Georgia linebacker, played in the NFL a little bit, got hurt, whatever. He's a great analyst.
Yeah.
He's talking trash. Nick Saban's beside him. He's talking about how Georgia has taken over the landscape. And Nick Saban's out here like this.
Yeah. He's lost your mind, boy.
He's like, what? So here's my question. This or that, Brandon. Does Georgia, who's the champion next year? Georgia has a better chance of winning 3 straight, which Alabama has never done. But Alabama had won 6 out of the past 13. So Georgia 3 straight or Alabama 7 out of 14? This or that, who you taking?
I'm taking us.
Alabama, right?
Yeah.
That means you knew they should have played Georgia this year and beat their ass.
I don't know if it would have beat them. We should have played them. And we may play them next year. So we'll see.
I can't wait to see it. That's what should have happened. And that's what's going to happen next year, I think. If Georgia gets a quarterback to be in there. Speaking of that Georgia quarterback, Stetson Bennett. He's like 45 years old playing college football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's like 45. You know what I mean? Doing things, but he's winning. He's winning titles. He's winning championships. Why is somebody talking about him in the NFL? I look at him like Tom Brady looked like shit coming into it. Why is he not getting no looks? He's obviously doing something right.
He'll be an NFL quarterback because
really
for 4 years I watched this dude play. Every big game, every clutch moment, he comes through. He don't choke. He don't get rattled. I don't know.
No.
Huh? No, you don't because he wasn't a scholarship. He was a walk-on. He's 25.
Brandon, is he going to be one of these quarterbacks that gets drafted by the Patriots or the Steelers? One of these organizations that know what the fuck they're doing, not like our organization.
Probably so.
You know what I mean?
I mean, he may be a backup for a little bit.
He can be a backup, but I mean, you know what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, he can't take nothing away from him. So.
In our lifetime, one of the most dynamic college football players ever that I hate, still to this day, who made the Kardashian girl famous, Reggie Bush.
Yeah,
he got elected to the College Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
but he had to give away his Heisman.
Yeah,
right.
Talking
on our 100th episode, which you were a part of, with George Teague, who is an Alabama national champion and Alabama Sports Hall of Famer. He said on the show that he would rather have a ring than to be in the Hall of Fame. So you tell me this or that, Brandon. Should Reggie Bush rather be in the College Football Hall of Fame or get his Heisman back? What you think?
I think he probably want that Heisman back.
He want the Heisman, right? Because
Yeah.
we all self-made, man. We all individuals. Fuck that. I'm a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
Anybody can say once you get to that elite status, you can be like, I'm a college Hall of Fame.
He's still one of the best running backs I ever watched in college.
He was the most dynamic, scariest player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And I hate him for Bush push. Fuck you. Notre Dame should have won that game. I don't care what nobody says. It's bull crap.
Yeah.
But he was dynamically scary at everything he did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's still, this is dude age. He be out here doing games looking all fucking.
He does look young,
he's
right?
part of the Illuminati or something. This mother don't age. We're under a minute to go, Brandon. We got all the college football in. We got everything, and I can't believe it. Brandon, thank you for staying up with me. Producer Jared, thank you for making us look so fresh and so clean. Tell me why this or that. Fake news or big time storyline. Brandon's nailed it all. Rellism Sports Talk Raw, episode 149, part 2. Brandon, appreciate you, baby. Jared, appreciate you. Great episodes, baby. Let's go.
Go
Thank you,
Fins,
Brandon.
baby.
All right, bro.